Good Thursday afternoon. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I want to take a quick break and go over our severe threats for today and tomorrow. As you can see, the Storm Prediction Center has now pulled the enhanced risk for severe all the way down to cover Madison County, a good chunk of Delaware County, Hamilton County, Tipton County. They've pulled it down pretty much to the I-69 corridor. Now, that does not mean that storm coverage is increasing. In fact, as I've mentioned for the last couple of days, storm coverage is going to be relatively low, but the odds that if a particular storm does blow up, the odds that it becomes severe are much higher. All you need to do is step outside and feel the air to know that it's pretty juiced out there. Probably the most humid day that we've had so far, and definitely the warmest. We're hanging right around 83, 84 degrees. Dew points around 70 degrees. So the air is very soupy. There's a lot of fuel that's there for any particular storm to work with. So, and again, all modes of severe are on the table. Here's the tornado risk. Again, the greatest tornado risk is far northern Indiana, southern Michigan. That's also an area where there could be stronger, longer track tornadoes. But the tornado risk does exist here. Our biggest threat down here is actually going to be severe hail. And you can see the cross-hatched area means that there is a greater than 10% probability of hail that's larger than 2 inches. And then, of course, damaging winds also a high risk. And again, it's cross-hatched, which means that there's a greater than 10% probability of wind gusts greater than 74 miles per hour. So keep in mind, back when we had those storms on April 2nd, it was just a few isolated storms. It wasn't a large area, but it so happened the particular storm that did the most damage crossed us. Drop tornadoes did widespread wind damage. So hopefully that storm also served to remind everybody that it's not all just about the spinning winds. People get hung up on tornadoes. The amount of damage that storm did with just straight line winds was crazy. So that's the way things are looking today. Our threat time frame here is going to be between about 9 p.m. and 1 a.m., probably later in that, maybe closer to 11 p.m. We'll just have to see how things begin to fire up. But again, I think most of our evening is going to be okay. If you got things going on outside, it's no need to cancel anything. Just keep an eye out for any rogue storms that might pop up. If a storm does manage to pop up on its own late this afternoon and early evening while it's still light, that storm should be taken seriously because it's going to have a good chance of becoming a serious storm. So here's a look at the outlook for tomorrow. And as I've been telling you for days, I thought actually that Friday would be the day with greatest risk, especially down around the Ohio River. And we're seeing that pan out as the Storm Prediction Center has now added a moderate risk of severe in southern Indiana and along the Ohio River. The enhanced risk has been pulled up and now comes just north of I-70 or I-69, which would include Anderson. So the storms aren't going to stop on boundaries, as we all know. So I would consider just tomorrow to be a decent risk of severe regardless of where these lines are. But the entire state once again is covered. Again, I think really the greatest threat is going to be in the areas that are, say, between the Lafayette to Muncie line and south are going to have the greatest threats. And then, of course, the highest threats are probably going to be Bloomington and south. All modes of severe on the table tomorrow as well. It'll be earlier storm initiation tomorrow. Right now, it looks like for Madison County, we're going to be looking somewhere in the 7 p.m. to midnight time frame. So with them happening earlier, there's, again, going to be more fuel at play, and the cold front will be pressing in by tomorrow evening, so that's going to give extra lift as well. So again, just to recap real quick, I was going to show you some models, but they're not handling things very well. So again, just recap, we have a severe threat this evening, late this evening. We are in now an enhanced risk for severe late this evening. Again, storm coverage this evening going to be low, but where a storm does pop up, its risk of becoming severe is pretty moderate. So, and our timing for Madison County appears to be probably in the 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. time frame. And then tomorrow, we are in an enhanced risk for severe again, but the tornado threat is higher. Let me pan over something I almost glossed over. They have brought the tornado threat farther up tomorrow with a crosshatched area along and south of I-70. That's crosshatching again means that there is a greater risk of EF2 and stronger tornadoes. So, and again, all modes of severe are on the table. We're in the crosshatched again for severe hail and for damaging winds tomorrow. So our timings again, one last time, for severe potential this evening is going to be 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. for Madison County. And then tomorrow, well, it looks right now on current timing, probably 7 p.m. to about 11 p.m. or midnight. So we'll refine tomorrow as things set up better, because what happens today will affect what happens tomorrow as well. So I just wanted to give you this quick update. Well, maybe not so quick, but let you know what's going on. And I will, of course, go live if need be, if severe begins to threaten Madison County later on. So this is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a great day.